Hello, the game has started and my opponent was to go first. He's exchanged and let's see, I've got a decent rack, a little bit vowel heavy, but no bingo. I do have Coty, spelled like that or like the two E's. So that's Coty for 20. Cootie, Cootie. I think Coty looks alright. Uthika, if the I were a H. Cootie for 22. I've drawn the Z. Hotspot at I7 across. Let's see what opponent does. He takes that spot out, unfortunately. And yeah, not a plethora of opportunities on the board as it stands with this particular rack. I could just play Giga and hope to score with the Z next turn. Not a good pickup. Duplicates all around. Opponent plays Koh-Enua. And I'm looking at Z hotspots. Unfortunately, I can't play across with the U. Why don't I just open up I-ur? That's very volatile. Okay, this looks like something I can work with. N of no great use, as I have one already. And the R, same story. So I do have Zine, but opponent likely to take this spot. And I do have Z here for a lesser score, 47. Opponent doesn't take the Zine spot. E-Zine is not spelt like that. E-Z-I-N-E does not fit. So let's go with Zine for 69. Not great. I draw a bunch of vowels, so I might have to change on this next turn. Opponent bingos, and I don't have a response for that. I do have audio, and I will play this rather than changing for 21. And look at that. 3 eyes again. I'm blessed with. XI here for 50. And happy to get it if it remains available. What other options do I have? Koh-Enua probably takes a D as well as an S. Maybe not. Nixia. Good bingo lane in row 4. bingos ending in R. Wow, opponent scores well with manioca. Wow, okay. So I'll go ahead and play XI there. Now, Dishia is a thing. Pedaling. Don't think that takes an S, but it wouldn't have fitted there anyway. Now, let's check co-inured, because that'll be a big score. I think it is a verb. Dishia does play at C1 down currently, but look at this, 102 points. Wow. Opponent, he scores 43 for Bath, and yeah, co-inured is not good, but Dishia does play at C1 down, and I don't think it's worth looking through the eye. I don't think there'll be a bingo with 3 eyes in it, although you never know. Like iridizers, for example. So Dishia comes down for 84. I wonder if there's a bingo, an anagram beginning with an S. Don't think so. Okay, so scores are dead level. I've opened up a hotspot at A1 across or onto H1, so some triple word squares there. Now I've got the W and the F for score. Co-inured, I'd say, does take an S. Inwit doesn't really score much. 24's a bit weak. And yeah, just looking at ways of getting value from the X. Now, widely, 30-point play. Inflow, I would say, is a thing. 36, hotspot at N10. Don't know if that's worth doing. I think flow here, or flown. How many N's to come? No N's. I think it's almost better to keep the N because it suits the rack quite well. I'm going with flow for 38. And a little bit vowel heavy, so happy I kept the N. Could have been worse. So I've got faint, but I don't think there's a 7 here. Wonder what could do with this I, if there's maybe in got thief here. No, there's nothing. Maybe FEU up here. It sorts the rack out. Half decent score, I guess. 20 with a desirable rack leave. There's some really bingo-y tiles remaining apart from the V's. Ooh, which opponent scores pretty well with. Now, does the S help this rack? It does, but it's in a limited use position. So what about just Fed over here? 26. I don't mind that. That's 26. DF 33. Oh, not DIF, DEIF. So that doesn't work there. What about it's unfix, not unfox. So I think I will go with Fed just to keep the score ticking along. And not a bad rack, this one. Turbine. Don't think turbine works anywhere. But what about the R? Opponent scored fairly well with the K. 26 points. Has a slight lead. Does he have the blank? And does this S help this rack? I have the sub prefix. Wow, this is an interesting position to be in. 5 vowels, 10 consonants. Wow, no Q to come, so no reason to hang on to the U. Hub. I think I might get rid of the U and the B. This is a really good rack leaf. Ooh. Okay. Opponent likely to have the blank. Rentier. And interrex onto an X. No X. What about this S? Yeah, opponent does bingo, and he provides a bingo spot for me. But I don't think I'll have enough. Oh, well, I go out, so I should have this one in the bag. Rentier for 74. Wow. And final score 462 to me, 436 to opponent. Wow, that was an interesting end game. Thank my opponent for the game. Let's see what we missed. Opponent had win for 14 but exchanged, which gave me the cootie play of 22. And then opponent's got cat for 27. That looks fine. And I can no longer utilize that hotspot for my Z. Giga is simming best at 16. And opponent plays Koh-i-Noor for 18. Also has Eon for 21. Yeah, goes for tile turnover. And now, not a great rack, but the Z, a good scoring tile. So I didn't consider Zori. That does look good, actually. 27. I would have gone for that if I'd spotted it. So I played Ayur, which was quite volatile. Opponent had Guiney. Wow. 439. Big score. Didn't spot it. Went with Yon. And now I've got Zine for 69, so that was quite fortunate. Opponent does get his bingo down now, pedaling. And audio for 21 looks best from this rack. And opponent now has the first blank, harmonica. Wow, through the R without the H. Harmonica. Okay, that's tricky to spot, but he spots manioca, and that gives me. Well, I played G for 50, XI there, so that looks fine. But look at hex. That was also quite nice, but gee, the rack leave, horrible. Admittedly, only one eye to come, but nah, I'm happier with the 50-point play. And Bath for 43, top play there. And now Dishia for 84, and also available at the top there. So, yeah, maybe the other spot would have been better. I didn't even think of that after actually mentioning that 8 took an R for bingos ending in R. Shrewdly, wow, 88 points. That would have definitely put my opponent in the driving seat, and Weirdly scored quite... Weirdy scored quite nicely. Opponent went with Widely, and now I've got Flow or Foul 38. That looks fine. Opponent's got the 2 V's, but he's also got S and the scoring tile in the K, but this works out quite well. Vivas gets 33 for that. Kivas was also good with a K. Now, no playable bingo here. I played Fed for 26 because the J was unseen, and I just thought a play like Jade would definitely have, or even worse, Jaded, would have crushed me. So I just took out a little bit of a danger spot there and kept the score ticking along, 26 points. Now opponent's got Catty for 26, that looks best. And now no playable bingo. I felt there was something here, perhaps with the S or the A, but I just couldn't see it. And no, there was nothing. So Hub simming best because of the rack leave, so strong. And opponent's got a great rack here, Steeler, but if he had played Skellerat or Steelers from this S, Skellerat or Steelers, no, I think Sellerat would have been a good one. I don't know if I would have had a playable bingo. Interesting end game, this one. So Rentier for 74 gave me the win. There was also Terrine and Reinter. Wow, and obviously I got some points on countback, so that gave me the win by about 26 points. So pretty exciting game. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.